Welcome to the Retro Blood.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Retro Blood.
Yeah.
As we continue this month of witchery, of witchcraftness, of spirits that will come and haunt you and take your soul, that will change the way you are, change your personality, do revenge for you. They will come out and they will take over your being, your everything. They will change everything about you. All right, so they will even do revenge for you, because the Retro Blood's talking all about 1980s, plus we did one 1990s Evil Spirit Month. It's the first time.
Yes.
It's the first time doing Evil Spirit Month. And if y'all thought Witchboard was wild, wait till you see this one, because up next, if y'all like blondes, we do like blondes that had secret crushes on their very creepy theater teachers. What the fuck was going on with that? If you like revenge stories, which I do, I like a good little revenge story, like Last House on the Left and I Spit in Her Grave, which this was not. All right,
it was not.
If you like Necromancer, 80s spirit glowing thing that grabs dicks, and if you like a dude who looked like Gunther, for all you wrestling fans, he did. That guy in the shower. That guy killed.
Wow! I didn't. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did kind of little young Gunther. If y'all like that, then you all love this, because Retro Blood's talking about Necromancer. That's right. J.H. Alison, James Kline. What's happening, Alison? How was your getting violated? Going to a spiritual witch who can do revenge for you on your violators and have some nerdy fanboy follow you around. How is that going for you?
Yeah, it's kind of mid.
Yeah, I hear you. Come on now. They'll be hating on the great name of Necromancer. You know what this movie needed? Bro.
More nudity?
Well, first of all, actually, we got some pretty... I didn't think we were going to get none. But then
I agree.
But then she did that shower scene and everything. I was like, okay, there it is. All right. And we'll talk about her. What's her name? The girl who is the main girl of this one on here. Elizabeth Kaitan, Julia Johnson. Yeah. She's actually been in a couple things that we've reviewed before.
We have.
And a couple movies we'll probably be doing in the future and stuff. She was in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, which we've done on the show. Mm-hmm. She's done... Oh God, like just like a plethora of stuff. She's like a mini little scream queen herself. Mm-hmm. I would say on here. But Slave Girls from Beyond. Mm-hmm. We're definitely gonna be doing that one day.
We're gonna be doing that one.
Assault of the Killer Bimbos. Come on now, brother. All right.
Yeah, we need to do those in the same month.
And we could probably make a whole month of that. But she was also too in one of our favorite review franchises we ever done, Friday the 13th. She was in The New Blood. So.
Yep. Part 7. She played Robin.
Yes. So I like this girl. I think she's not like some thespian. You're gonna win a Golden Globes ever, but I like her her style. You know what I mean? Little rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. She was not she was not what held this movie back. That's for sure.
No. She was probably the best part of the film. And boy, she was also easy on the eye, which helps too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for sure.
But so there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get into the full review, breakdown, history segment and stuff. So this film right here it's kind of like, it's basically like a revenge story. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like we've had a couple of those in horror history that are actually very good and very like raw. You know what I mean? Like the first one that always comes to mind when we're doing revenge horror stories is always going to be The Last House on the Left. That's probably the most famous one. I would assume. I would also say I Spit on Your Grave, the series. Like they have a couple movies. I would say those are usually pretty good too, with revenge style. You know, when a girl gets violated, they're coming back for revenge. So I did not. I did not like, I didn't know anything about this movie. Sometimes we just go in and we just watch it, and I was like, oh shit, is this happening right now? Like, what's going on? I was like, okay, this is going to be a revenge story. But the way they did it, I thought it was kind of creative, but it was also like, for some reason, they made like a revenge story, but it was also cheesy at the same time.
I know, it was very 1989.
Exactly. I was like, long are the days of Last House on the Left or Spit on Your Grave when you watch this movie. A little different.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was weird. I would not have thought this movie was made in 1989 by looking at it. Like, it looks much older.
Yeah, it does look a little older.
But with like the plot and everything, it definitely seems like a late 80s movie.
Yeah. I think it was just like the camera they were using or something. It had that like late 80s kind of like glare on it that made it like a little cheap and stuff. But I don't know. I wasn't like super digging this one, but then again, they did get me with a lovely soundtrack, so I was like, all right, it's all right then. Yeah,
you got your 1980s soundtrack in it.
But before we begin though, you know what this movie would? So part of this movie is like a little trippy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And every time a movie is trippy, I think I have what do they call it? PSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD to communion. I was like,
communion.
I was like, bro, if Christopher Walken walks out right now in this movie, I think I might like just pass out and die right here watching this shit.
That would be amazing. With him dancing with aliens.
I am now forever changed because of communion. Every time I see anything that's trippy, I automatically go to Christopher Walken dancing with the alien, half naked.
Yeah. There was basically before communion and after communion.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like
Yeah, it's like a religious experience. Everybody check out that review. Yeah. One of the best ones we've ever done, even though I did it in a hotel and there's a big glaring light right there, but that was cool. Bro, that movie is the most trippiest movie. And like, it's forever changed me.
Okay? Yes, it has.
I'm a changed man because of communion. All right, so anyway.
Wow.
Yes, I am drinking a beer. This one's pretty good. We usually do our beer reviews in December and shit, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm an Irish man.
Drink one.
I got this fucking zero gravity fucking Irish cream nitro stout. That's fucking intense.
Where's that from?
So fuck, I don't even remember where I got it from, but let me see where it actually came from. I think I got it around here in North Carolina somewhere. Oh fuck, where is the fucking manufacturer? Ain't even telling me.
What the brewery is?
Yeah, it's not really telling. I think the actual brewery is Zero Gravity. I think that's what they are. Yeah, I'm not really sure where they're from. Oh fuck, the beast and joy. Usually it tells you on the side of the can, but this one doesn't even say. Yeah, this one.
That looks awesome though.
Yeah, it is really good. It's actually pretty fucking good, but like, it's not really telling me like where they're brewed from. Usually they have it on the fucking side of the can, but I can't find anything about it over here. It's very strange. Oh wait, here we go. Okay. It's like super hard to read over here. Zero Gravity Craft Brewery is in the Bike Street of Burlington. What is that? Is that North Carolina? Fuck.
Could be. There's a Burlington, North Carolina.
What's VT?
Oh, that's Vermont.
Okay, so it looks like this is from Vermont. Man, it's fucking hard to see
Burlington, Vermont.
Shit. Yeah.
I bet. It's like gold on green.
Yeah, gold on green shit. But yeah, like if you ever see it like in your local, man, it's pretty good for a fucking Irish stout beer, so.
Yeah, I would look for that because that looks awesome. Yeah, I love nitro stouts and nitro porters.
There you go. Is your cat now our mascot? He pretty much is. Everybody loves him, bro.
I guess so. He loves to come to sit on the table every time I do the show.
The horror cat. He's going to hear us talk about necromancers and shit and people getting their dicks ripped off. I mean, come on. He loves it. All right. But anyway, speaking of loving it, let's get into what was going on in the world of pro wrestling and metal music around the movie's release date, which is March 12th, 1988. Good old March. Where it's getting
March is a good month.
That's a good month. We're in March actually right now.
I know. So this movie came out tomorrow in 1989.
Yeah, so we're pre-recording this, obviously. So this one's coming. We're releasing this episode on the 15th, but we're recording on the 11th. So we're actually 1 day removed from when this movie came out in the
I know.
in the back alleys of fucking VHS stores. Right?
Yeah, I know. It's the 36th anniversary of Necromancer.
Exactly. So we're here to celebrate. There you go. Who does
Yeah,
that? We
yeah.
do. All right, so I'll go first. I got a little bit of the fun little wrestling over here. We've talked about this promotion a ton on here, but I was like bringing it up, and I want to ask you a little question about it.
Okay.
So this happened a little bit before the movie came out, but
Okay.
on March 6th of 1988, we have one Kerry Von Erich,
Mm-hmm.
the jacked discus throwing professional wrestler athlete Kerry Von Erich, defeated one Al Perez, which is one of my favorite wrestlers actually of this time period, who doesn't get a lot of love, but I do appreciate a good Al Perez match and posing. He was a big old dude. So Kerry Von Erich won the WCWA World Heavyweight Championship in Dallas, Texas on this day. So obviously Kerry Von Erich is a huge star that came out of the 1980s professional wrestling scene. Obviously when he became to 1990 and when Fritz Von Erich promotion was kind of going down the toilet, Kerry actually went to the WWF. I think he had a run as the Texas Tornado with the Intercontinental strap. And of course, obviously with his personal demons and tragedy, he actually ended up killing himself around, I think it was like 93 or 94 or something like that. Pretty sad story.
Yeah.
But man, like every time I see this guy like Kerry Von Erich, I mean, my God, where they find this dude? I mean, God, jacked is no fucking out of his mind. I mean, fuck. You don't see people like him no more, bro. Just fucking.
No, not really. I mean, he was essentially like, if you built a wrestler, from the ground up, like Kerry Von Erich would be that person.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just crazy, man. And like he wasn't like the best promo, but for the territory that he was in, world class, it was fine. Good old country boy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he ain't gonna have no necro demons coming after him, brother. All right, he's all good to go.
No,
all right?
No, he's good to go. He'll just kick the demon's ass.
And of course, Al Perez, I always thought he was a pretty solid wrestler. He had like a little bit of a run within the Crockett area too, but he was a big guy. He was actually a pretty solid wrestler for a heel. I actually thought he was a pretty a fun wrestler for being like a pretty good solid heel. But that would have been a pretty fun match to see over here on this Texas card, while we are eagerly awaiting the release of Necromancer. To be honest with you, though, I don't think this movie would have been on my radar at all if we were shooting in the 80s, unless I figured out it was Elizabeth in there. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. She's hot. You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Yeah, I remember this being on the video store shelves, but I'd recognize the cover to it, but I've never actually seen it until we watched it tonight.
I believe the cover is just of her face, right? Kind of like
it's like of her face, and there's like she's standing behind a guy, and like you can see like a demon hand come around him.
Yeah. So cool. You know what I mean? But we talked about this before many times, but we'll bring it up for any new listener or anybody listening to that. A big thing about 80s. Like horror movies, especially around this time and going forward, is the cover. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because especially when they got the home video releases, or even if you're going to the movie theater, the movie poster is like something that catches the eye. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, you got the trailer and everything. That's great if you're watching TV and shit. But if you're just cruising around the video store, like, looking at the new releases from the theater, if you always have a cool, solid movie poster, you know what I mean? That usually draws the fans to go see your movie. Now, sometimes the poster can be deceiving, or the poster is better than the fucking movie. But, sometimes, the poster is always good. Same thing when it comes to metal or CDs, you know what I mean? It's always that good album cover that really catches you sometimes.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Like, heavy metal's been trading on that for years, where they make an incredible album cover, and then, that gets you to buy the music that you sell, because heavy metal has always been hard to hear. Like, it's, real heavy metal is not usually on the radio. It was really unusual to hear Iron Maiden on the radio, for example. in the early days. So they had to, they had great album covers that made people want to go buy it. And Maiden is the one band I can think of that specifically benefited from that. Their amazing album covers.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say
their Dan Riggs album covers looked amazing. And that got me to buy my first Maiden record. And Judas Priest is the same way.
Yeah. I would say Slayer's on there too.
Slayer for sure. Yeah.
They definitely have it. Venom. Well, kind of Venom. Theirs is plain, but it gets to the point, which is fun.
It definitely gets to the point. Yeah.
Man of War. Come on, brother.
Man of War is a great example. Great example. They don't amazing album covers.
They don't make them like they used to now. You know what I mean? I mean, the whole landscape of music has changed so much. But yeah, I think that's like a dying art, is to have a really cool looking album cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, very few bands do it. Ghost is a band that still does that really well.
Yeah,
they still have really cool album covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what do you got for us on the metal music there, Alison? Something fun?
Before. And I wasn't sure that we ever would, because I really am surprised that this album came out in 1989. But what I'm talking about tonight is the first Dream Theater album.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure you're familiar with Dream Theater. I know it's not like, your preferred type of metal.
Yeah.
But, and I was never like a huge fan of them either, until more recently. I'd say in the last few years, I've been able to appreciate Dream Theater a lot more. Because it's like, it's metal for sure, but it's definitely like super technical, out there, progressive metal. It's they're musicians, if you will. They're not made for the mainstream. But they released their first album March 6th, 1989. It's called When Dream and Day Unite.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So basically, I'm sure there'll be some Dream Theater fans that'll be upset when I say this, but it's not like I love this album. I think it's one of my favorite Dream Theater albums. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, but
it's not like what Dream Theater would become. Like it was very early on. They had a different singer. So they used to, James LaBrie is the singer of Dream Theater now, and he has been for decades. But on this first album, they had this guy named Charlie Dominici that was the singer, and I actually like his voice a lot. In fact, I might like him even better than the current guy. But they used to be a band called Majesty when they first started, before they became Dream Theater, and most of these songs were their old Majesty songs that they re-recorded for this album. So the real Dream Theater that most people think of, and I'm not saying this is not real Dream Theater, but like the Dream Theater that most people think of would come in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
With their second and third albums. But this is a really cool album to listen to if you want to hear like something that was way ahead of its time. The way they were playing and the way the album sounded was just unlike anything else out there. Like there was just nothing like that in 1989, in the mainstream, at least on a major label. And you got John Petrucci, one of the best metal guitar players of all time. Mike Portnoy on the drums, and then, like I said, Charlie Dominici on vocals. But they would become more popular with their next album, which came out in 1992, Images and Words. That's like what a lot of people consider the first Dream Theater album, I think. But this first album is a really good look at the prototypical Dream Theater, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, have you listened to Dream Theater much? I mean, they're not on my like top 10 either, but
they're not on mine. I think so. We talked about them before a couple of times, a little bit. So I think Dream Theater is like it's like a musician band. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if you play your instruments, you're really into it. Usually, you would like Dream Theater. That's what I see most of their fans are, because they like you're saying, they're very different. They're very technical with their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact people that I met before who are musicians, especially drummers, they go for that guy who does the drums on there.
Yeah, Mike Portnoy.
Yeah, they take a lot of advice, and he even has a whole like DVD or like teaching video about how to do drums, which has helped out a lot of people throughout the industry and stuff. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the band for their contributions. I personally, this is not my style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but I haven't really like explored them too much. You know what I mean? So maybe play them here and there. But for me, I'm a little more different on that kind of style. But I appreciate their contributions to the music scene for sure, though. And I don't think, and to be honest with you, I don't think they get as much love as they should, though, because they do help out a lot of artists. Yeah.
And I feel like they've kind of become, especially John Petrucci, they've kind of become the butt of a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Because of how technical Petrucci is and the way he plays. They've kind of become like this meme band in a way where people kind of make fun of them in some ways. But they it's hard to describe them. So like they're one of those bands that you can't just put it on and instantly like it. Like it's one of those things that the more you listen to it, the more you like it. It's kind of like a movie, like it kind of grows, and like, you know, the one song goes into another song, and it takes you on a different kind of journey. And I can kind of get into that if I listen to it long enough. But they're definitely not a singles band. They're definitely not like a 3-minute song type band.
Yeah.
To me, a band like Between the Buried and Me reminds me a lot of Dream Theater in that way.
Yeah.
Like Between the Buried and Me is a hard band they're a hard band to just put on one song and listen to it. But if you listen to a whole album, you go on this like journey, like watching a movie. Yeah. But yeah,
you're right.
I don't know.
You're right. You're right. They are very technical like that. Between the Buried and Me is like that, where you can kind of like, it's hard to, like, you can't listen to a song almost out of context. You got to listen to them all like straight through to get the full experience of what the band is producing. So
yeah, otherwise it's like watching like the middle 15 minutes of a movie or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of.
So,
yeah. But yeah, I just want to bring that up. Sorry, if you had something to say, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, like, yeah, it's a fun choice on here. I was like, you know, I mean, adding some. What if we had Dream Theater in this movie? I mean, my God.
What if they did the soundtrack?
That'd have been something. Like, what do you think he would have talked about?
I think that they would do a great album called The Necromancer. I think Dream Theater would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Might be a little too dark for them, but you never know.
Maybe, but you could just hear like Petrucci's
that's true.
Guitar over this whole ending sequence where she's like kind of turning into the demon or whatever with her animated yellow eyes that didn't really stay in the mask when she moved. Like that was crazy. Like,
or the green eyes.
The green eyes.
We had to see her green eyes, so we know it wasn't the real Julie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we couldn't figure it out any other way.
Fantastic. Anyway. But we'll play a little Dream Theater.
Who booked this shit?
We'll play a little Dream Theater at the end of the show for all of our podcast listeners. Little plug here. Everybody check us out. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. I don't know. What is the Guru and shit? I don't know. Wherever you listen to the podcast from, we're on there. Like and subscribe. Hey, tell your friends about the Retro Blood. Tell them like there's these two dudes from America who are batshit crazy, bro. We'll get drunk on here. We'll talk about shit. You know what I mean? We'll break down details of the shower scene where she grabbed Gunther's little brother. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that shit, brother. All right, come on now. Anyway, let's talk about who booked this shit.
Let's do it. All
right. I say that. Let me pull up my notes here. All right. All right. So we have Necromancer, obviously, and this one was booked and directed by one Dusty Nielsen. Are you familiar with the Dusty Nielsen?
No. It sounds like a wrestling hold. He got him with the Dusty Nielsen.
That's true. Okay, it's either a wrestling hold or a NASCAR driver.
Well, okay, that's true. He could have been also a NASCAR driver.
So it's written.
Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Hold on. I couldn't really find nothing about this Dusty guy. All right, I don't know who he beat. I don't know who he beat to make this shit, bro. Okay. Little background behind the scenes. So like, you know, I try to do research on the show to figure out where this shit comes from. You know, scouring the internet, scouring you whatever different reviews or whatever, just to find some stuff to talk about the movie. I couldn't find jack shit about. Bro, I even asked ChatGPT about this, and they cut me off mid sentence saying, "No, we're gonna talk about this shit. Here's your sources." All right, I was like, "Fuck, does anybody know anything about this fucking movie?" All right. So
I mean, he's made a few movies. He went to Carnegie Mellon University and got a degree in filmmaking.
Okay, there you
go.
Was he?
He made a movie called in 2002.
Was he really good at the shower scene shots? Did he learn that in college?
Probably, yeah. I think there's this course on that.
You know what? They didn't have me. They didn't get me tipsy and talk to these director guys because I have the great questions for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking you could just teach the shower scene course,
brother. I would. All right. So yeah. So let's see. Yeah, we got Dusty over here. Yeah, you're right. He studied at the filmmaking school and at Cambridge and shit like that. And I guess he's known for Inferno. Maybe.
Yeah, he made a movie that came out in 2002.
Yeah, Effects 1979. All right. And let's see. He's done a couple stuff. White Phantom. There you go. 1987. That sounds fancy. Actually, sounds pretty good. White Phantom. A group of camouflage ninjas. Hold on a second here. A group of camouflage ninjas steal a case of plutonium from a transport vehicle. What the fuck?
That sounds fantastic.
Okay, I might be turning around on this Dusty guy. Bro, White Phantom, bro. What? You telling me there's some ninjas that steal some shit? I mean, I'm hooked right off the bat.
Right. I was hooked as soon as you said ninjas.
I know. Come on now. So this one's also written by William T. Nod. You familiar with the T. Nod over here?
No, that sounds like a fake name.
Have you ever got T. Nod there, Allison?
T. Nod. Right. T. Nod also sounds like a
It's a fake name. It might be. You never know with these fucking people. Would you want to put your name on this shit? I don't know. Maybe.
No, it sounds like one of those fake porn names.
So he's a producer. Maybe he did write the fucking professor guy who was creepy as shit.
That's true. That's true.
Or the thespian guy, whatever the hell he's supposed to be.
The thespian,
yeah. He's a producer writer known for Bless the Bomb, okay, Island of Blood, that sounds cool, and Girl in My Life. That's fancy. No mention of Necromancer on your little portfolio. Do you think he puts that on his resume? Necromancer?
Maybe. Probably not.
So let's see what else we got over here. So a couple fun things about the movie. So we have Sean Easer, who played Alan, our boy Alan, was apparently not a professional actor. He was the director of theater operations at Pepperdine University when the movie was filmed there. So they're just like, hey, we're gonna film this movie here about rape and fucking demons. Hey, you want to be in it? Yeah. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, sure, brother. I'll be in there. It's like, you're hired. You're good to go. All right. And then some other fun stuff. I mean, obviously, we talked a little bit about her at the beginning, but I got to bring it up. Mm-hmm. Elizabeth Kaitan. She's... I don't... Okay, hold on. I don't remember seeing her doing the horror movie fucking rounds. But is she dead?
I was gonna say she hasn't made a movie in a long time. Okay. Like I think it seems like she got out of filmmaking altogether. Like when I looked at her last movie was in 1999.
Yeah, that's I see it on here too. 1999. Yeah, very interesting that like it to me it's very rare that somebody makes like a horror movie. It doesn't do the horror movie routes. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, it's pretty much free money for, like, dorks like us. You know what I mean? Even though I am not a big, like, I'm not, like, a super fanboy when it comes to meeting every actor or actresses that was in every horror movie known to man. There's a select few I'll go after. I don't know if she would be one of them that I would go after, but I do appreciate some of her movies that she was in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't been to a convention of any kind in a long time.
Yeah.
Quite a few years, but, like, I know that for a while... It was basically like free, like you were saying, it's free money. Like if you were in 5 minutes of The Walking Dead, you could set up a table and make
exactly,
free money.
And like this girl, she's been in a lot of shit, man. Like you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, she was at a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah, that's all you need from right there. Especially a very well known one and a very highly praised one of the new generation. A lot of people like that one. Actually, now that it makes me think. I remember a long time ago, I was at Texas Frightmare Weekend, and I don't remember what year, it might have been 2015 or 16. They actually had a full panel with the stars of New Generation on there. I mean, it's possible if I find that, I will pop it this in, but I don't know. Maybe I'll release that sometime, because I actually recorded that whole panel that they did. I just don't know if I still have it. Maybe I'll do it for a little... Maybe I'll do it for a little special, like something on our YouTube channel or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if she was part of it though. But that's the only thing I could think of. But it's, you know, like I said, like to me, it's a little strange when you don't have somebody doing those rounds. But maybe she does. I just don't know about it. I haven't seen her name around. So
yeah. From what I can see, she quit acting in 2000.
Yeah.
And then she married a sheriff's deputy. And then started working as a secretary for a politician.
Well, okay. Well, there you go. I got you.
So she just basically just got out of movies and just got a regular job.
That's cool. Yeah, and when you're doing like that politician shit, you probably don't want to make the rounds saying like, "Oh, well, I showed my tits in some Necromancer movie." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I got you. So, not too much about the cast, but we do have Russell Irvin Timblin. All right, he played the Charles DeLong, which was the creepy. Film teacher who wanted to fornicate with all the young students.
Yeah.
There. All right.
He's a fairly famous actor. He was in Twin Peaks from the thing that I can think of.
Yeah, Twin Peaks on there. West Side Story apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I actually never finished Twin Peaks. That's actually a show I like need to finish, bro. I heard it was pretty trippy, and I love the director. You know
David Lynch.
David Lynch, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Twin Peaks is one of those things like the first season and part of the second season are really good. And then they kind of changed direction. So like watching the first season and a half and then watching the movie, I think are great.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to check it out.
Once you find out who the killer is, it stops being really good. But
so I saw the first episode. I need to start watching it again. But all I know is David Duchovny is a crossdresser. And I'm like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, you were in immediately. You were in immediately.
I'm in there, brother. I'm there. Sign me up, brother. All right. So Necromancer was released in several countries on VHS format, like I said. Bro, I didn't even look that up, but I already knew this shit was on VHS. You know what I mean? You could tell.
Yeah. They went straight to VHS.
Right. And apparently later on it was released on DVD on Image Entertainment. So a couple of fun stuff like there. So we'll talk a little bit about the soundtrack. Apparently the soundtrack wasn't released, but the film was produced by Kevin Klinger, all right, and Music Pack Services Inc. Music from the soundtrack was produced by Jakarta Music. I never heard of them.
Sure, no.
The main soundtrack music includes "Call of the Wild." I can see Alison playing that Call of the Wild, brother.
You know I have a Call of the Wild tattoo.
Oh, yeah? Okay. On your butt. Okay, anyway. So, Killer Love. That's my tattoo, brother. Killer Love.
That's your tattoo, yeah.
And Turn Around.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked it, bro. I'm a sucker for the 80s cheesy fucking love music.
You are.
Yeah. But that's all you got to do sometimes with me, man. If you play a cheesy 80s thing, like I don't even pay attention to the movie. I just listen to the song. Like at the intro, like, you know, they were doing that intro. They're like, she's like walking around. They're playing that song. I was like, yeah, I love it. You know what I mean? Just hanging out. You know what I mean? I like it. So, like I said, there's not too much about this fucking movie. I scoured to find shit about this movie. I could not find shit. But like, you know, it has a lot of young actors and stuff. Most of them probably did nothing. One of them looked like Gunther, young Gunther, which I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, like I said, not too much going on over here when it comes to the background stuff, besides a little fun trivia stuff. But I don't know, man. Let's just get into it. Let's do
it.
The Necromancer.
Yeah.
College life is one big party. And Julie is a very popular girl.
Why don't we just meet for a cup of coffee and talk or something, huh?
All the guys are after her, and they'll try anything to make an impression. but everything backfires.
I shot him.
Yeah.
Whatever we had between us has been over a long time now.
I don't think you can get financial aid if you fail a course in your major.
And Julie's had enough.
Whatever happens inside this room will only help to release the anger within you. I am the demon of vengeance. We disturb thy kingdom.
Something's happened to Julie. She's not quite herself.
Look who's back for more.
And people are starting to notice. Julie is under a spell.
It's a dream. It's not real.
No dream. You can't be afraid.
It's too late.
And must fight herself to defeat the Necromancer.
You were angry and wanted revenge.
Necromancer. Black is the magic that shows no mercy. Necromancer, starring Liz Kaitan and Russ Tamblyn.
All right. So
Yeah.
we start off, and where did you watch this on? Did you watch it on Tubi or Prime?
I watched it on Tubi.
So I don't know what version you got, but my shit was fucking blurry as fuck. I was like,
Oh yeah, I mean it didn't look good.
did they just rip this shit right off the VHS? I was like, come on,
I'm
brother.
pretty sure they.
We
Yeah,
have
I'm pretty sure the version I watched was a VHS rip.
We have all this technology that you can upscale shit everywhere, and I got this blurry fucking movie. All right,
That costs money. My version actually looked like a VHS, but you made a copy of the VHS, and then you put it on
shit, and
Tubi.
then you put it on there. All right, so we have so the story basically starts out with we meet the character Julie. All right.
Yeah.
And she is basically, you know, there's like a little love story going on with her a little bit, and a little bit of drama, kind of a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So the story with her is basically she is like gonna be in a play, and I think it's Romeo and Juliet or something.
Yeah, they're doing Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I'm not sure who she's playing. Was she playing Juliet or somebody else playing?
No, she was playing. Somebody else was playing Juliet.
Yeah, she was
at
playing,
least in the part I saw.
Yeah, she was playing some character that's supposed to be mean. So the professor guy Charles, who is obviously hitting on her.
Yeah.
Which we had like a ton of. I did not expect that in this movie to have so much like, you know, like I don't know, like just kind of like weird like gags a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we had Charles over here. I guess he was the Weinstein guy out of the whole fucking thing.
Kinda, yeah.
And like, so he was like telling her to be like, he stopped her and stuff. He's like, hey, I'm gonna give you this role, but I need you to be mad. I need you to be angry. You gotta be angry. You gotta be mad or whatever. Hey, do you want to come back to my place and practice your lines? I'm like, whoa, buddy. And she's like, no, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm thinking, okay, this is just a creepy teacher. He's trying to bang her. And then next thing I fucking know, this girl used to be in love with the motherfucker. And banged him already.
Yeah, she used to be like involved with him. And, you know.
And apparently it's all good to go in this
little 1989, yeah.
80 is a little different, brother.
But it was, I was kind of surprised. I mean, the weird thing about this is a lot of this just seemed like all included to give a reason that she can't go to the police. Yes,
and this also seemed like to me that a guy wrote this, which he did.
A guy, yes, for sure.
But yes, he was trying to find reasons for her basically not to go to the police so we can actually have something called a plot, kind of.
Yes, otherwise it would have ended in like 10 minutes.
So during all this stuff, for some reason, we have Paul, Carl, and Alan wearing masks outside the school.
Yes, for no reason.
But when they go into school where there could be cameras, they take off the mask.
Yeah, but outside the school, they're wearing masks because we got to be able to see our actors' faces.
Don't ask me. Am I missing something here, brother? Like, is it me? Is it us? or is it the movie? I don't know. So they go in. I'm not really sure what their goal was. I thought they were going into the school to maybe change their grades because it looked like it was like, coming to the end of the semester. But they're
looking for a test, right?
I guess. So they all break in there. It takes them forever to get into the fucking place or whatever. They eventually go into the professor's office, all right, to, I guess, steal some important, like, test answers.
Yeah.
All right. And then Julie, she's still there. She wants to go finish up some of her work there. And Julie is on the phone with her boyfriend, Eric. All right. And apparently Eric knows that she used to fuck the fucking professor. How would you feel about that, brother? You know what I mean?
Well, part of me thinks that the past is the past, but she's still like involved with that guy, though.
Yeah, very interesting. Drama. We need that drama, brother. All right.
Yeah.
So during this, the guys, like all the three guys, are in the professor's place, whatever. But they find an old love note. That was from Julie to Charles, saying that she used to fantasize about him and loves him, give him a picture. Now, this is supposed to be an old note, but it's still in his trash can.
Yeah, he doesn't take out his trash ever.
Am I missing something here? Or is this just like, who wrote this shit?
It's plot.
I mean,
this makes the plot go forward.
Was our boy T-Nod, was he fucking high making this shit or something? What is going on here? All right.
He was just like, "Why? How can I make this plot go forward? How can I make these people interact with Julie?"
So now Julie's walking, and she runs into, I believe, the fat one, which I don't know what the name was, maybe Alan or whatever. And she's like, "What are you doing here? Let's leave together." And they could have just left. Like, she was cool about him sneaking into the place. She was gonna narc on his ass. But then the fucking Paul guy's like, "Hey, I gotta be a macho man, so I'm coming over here." You know what I mean? So they basically corner Julie. They start being all creepy to her and everything. They start following her around the whole, school, chasing her and everything. And they eventually, pin her down, and they eventually, rape her. Okay, so basically that's what's going on. And you could tell that the other two guys weren't comfortable with it, but the Paul one, he's the one that went through everything because he has he's like that asshole macho dude, like, you know what I mean, like that crazy narcissist guy. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say Paul did that, not the other two.
Yeah, The other two were like not cool about it, but Paul was basically the one forcing them to do it. Yeah. He's like the leader.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So Carl holds her down. Paul, he puts a knife through her and threatens to cut her. All right. And then that's when he takes her and stuff. All right. So now he's also too, like, he kind of like threatened her a little bit, to keep her quiet from the blackmail and stuff. Okay. And basically now Julie, she's upset and everything. Okay. And she confronts her best friend, Freda, who, how old was Freda? Was she in school or?
I thought that maybe she was another college student, but it's hard to tell. Like, I don't think these people, most of these people weren't college age. I don't believe.
Yeah. I believe it was the character Carl. He was the one that looked like Gunther's, like, he looked like he was like a teenage Gunther. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Gunther from WWE, by the way, everybody, look it up. Like, seriously, if you look up this guy and like Gunther, they look at fucking, I was like, what the hell? They fucking related. All right, but yeah, she's with Freda, and Freda, she basically, here's what it is. Like, so Julie's talking to Freda. She basically admits that she got raped by those guys and stuff. She didn't want to go to the police right away because she was a little nervous and stuff. And then Freda's like, you should go to the police to talk to them and everything. And then she's like, well, I'm also like worried what Eric would think or whatever like that. And she's like, well, you should just tell Eric what happened. Okay. So we have this whole big thing where she meets up with Eric and she thinks Eric knows, but he doesn't know. And then she's trying to tell Eric, but Eric won't shut up, because they were supposed to meet each other, but she blew her off. All right, but obviously she didn't blow her off. She was obviously, got traumatized.
Right.
So she ended up telling him stuff. And, after a while, too, people were telling her, like, if you go to police or you try to do this stuff, like, Alan, he's the son of the dean. They'll try to cover it up. You know what I mean? They'll revoke your scholarship. Okay. So basically what they do is Freda and all them, they have a plan to go visit the Necromancer girl. okay? Which I forgot to bring it up, but we did see here, I believe it was around the beginning, where we saw the Necromancer girl in her tent, and we have the nerdy guy who's all into witchcraft that nobody talks to, and he's a fanboy. He goes, sees the Necromancer kill a previous victim of hers with an axe, with the floating axe. You ever killed anybody with the floating axe there, Alison?
No, but it sounds fun.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, what do you do when you're a spirit? You can't just kill them with a rat. You got to do some creative shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right. So we got pretty much... so there's a couple of fun stuff going on here. All right. There's like a little mini plots that were kind of fun here and there. So we have a group of girls who are reading... And I don't know if this is a real thing. But... Okay. So this group of girls were reading ad in the newspaper saying that there's this guy out there looking for a girl to have orgies with and to film people having sex and to do drugs with on a newspaper ad.
Yes.
And one girl's like, well, you know, maybe I'll check it out. I'm like,
sounds good to me.
Does that shit work?
Let's put out an ad in the newspaper.
Is that like the new version of, is that like the old version of Tinder or something? Or Freaks,
kinda.
Or Freaks.com? I don't fucking know.
It's more like Freaks.com or FetLife.
So I was like, okay. And then like, so first I dropped it, right? I forgot about it. But then Eric, like, he invited Julie to his concert because he's a singer dude. Of course he is. Of course. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, come to my concert and shit. And then, like, the concert just so happened to be put on by Paul and Paul's Money. All right? And, like, you could see the girl who was reading the newspaper. She was like, oh, I got to go home. I found a cute guy off the newspaper. And I was like, you're talking to this creepy guy off the newspaper? It's pretty funny. And then we see her later on. I guess that girl was like Carl's girlfriend. And then you see a cut scene with, like, Carl, like, about to take a shower. Like, well, you're not coming with me? He's like, no, I'm doing something else. She's like doing cocaine with the guy she's been off the newspaper. So there's there's like a little like crazy like gags like that in this whole movie and shit. So, but basically we get Freda and we get Julie. They go to the Necromancer witch demon girl. Okay. And I like it where they walk into the tent and she's like, well, the previous people gave me this place, so it's all kind of messed up. And then you see like the Christmas lights fall out. I thought that was kind of funny.
That was great.
So basically she tells Julie to get into the circle. She tells Freda to get out of the circle. She's like, are you sure you want this? Are you sure everything's cool and everything? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, yes. And then they do their whole witch magic. Shit starts to move. They get a little freaked out and they leave. All right. And during all this, we have what was that dude's name with the red shirt? What was his I just called him Fanboy.
Yeah. I can't think of his name on the top of my head, but yeah, the guy that started the movie where he's riding the nerdy guy on the bike.
Yeah. Now, granted, though, his reasoning for helping out Julie, I appreciate it. Remember his reasoning? It was all like, well, she's hot.
Right. That's the only reason you need.
It's like, not another beautiful one. I ain't letting this one go. All right. I was like, you know what, bro? You might be a nerd and shit like that. A witchy, I appreciate you doing the witch shit. But you know what?
Yeah.
Your reasoning, I feel you, man. We got you, bro.
That's A+.
Yeah, don't be hating on my boy over here. Okay? He's doing a service for all of us. Okay? All right, so basically what's going on now is like Julian stuff, like basically says she did this whole ritual and stuff. The Necromancer's power, okay, is basically kind of like a revenge power, okay? And I believe the first one we see is off of Carl. I believe it's the first time. All right, so basically the story goes where, they got a little freaked out. They left the Necromancers and stuff. There's a couple awkward moments between... the biggest awkward moment happens when Julia and Freda, they go to Eric's concert, which so happens to be put on by Paul. Okay?
Yes.
And they walk in there. Eric's doing his music or whatever. And then Paul sees Julie. So Paul corners Julie in the back of a room, and he basically was like kind of like doing some bad threatening her, like pulls a knife to her and tells her to shoot him and everything like that. All right, and then she eventually does shoot him. He falls to the floor. People walk in, they're like, "What the hell?" And then he fakes being shot and everything because basically he's an asshole. He's trying to torture her. Because I think the storyline with him was, I guess Julie denied him, okay, and he was like, you know, one of those assholes and stuff where you can't like deny him, he'll get all pissy on you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we see a couple more scenes. You know, obviously she's upset and everything. Eric, you know, there's some scenes with Eric seeing Julia with Charles and stuff that gets them upset. But the first kill scene, I guess we get, is when Carl is, you know, he's trying to get his girlfriend to come over, but she's over there fucking the newspaper guy doing cocaine with him. Okay.
Right.
And he's in the shower, and then Julia just appears in the shower. And then Alan doesn't think that's weird at all. He's like, "Oh, I guess
I just came out of nowhere.
I guess Paul was right. Let's just start fucking."
Yeah.
Like,
I guess he didn't wonder how she got in or anything like that. He was just like,
good to go.
He's just there.
Yeah.
Fine,
so they start
go.
making out, whatever, doing their thing. We see that she has glowing green eyes and shit, and then she eventually turns into a kind of a demon. We don't really see it on camera at this time, and then there goes Carl. He's gone out of there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the glowing green eyes is how we know she's the demon. Otherwise, we'd never figure this out.
Yeah. So some other shit happens. We got fucking Alan being all worried that people are starting to disappear a little bit. And we kind of go to Carl. And I thought Carl, he kind of died. Like, for being the main asshole of the film, he kind of died pretty quickly, I thought. Because basically we have a scene where I guess Carl was fucking on some chick. And the chick was mad at him for deceiving her, taking her away from the boyfriend just to be a piece of ass. So she got mad and he left. Carl tried to threaten her a little bit, but she was like, nah. He should have a knife on him and everything. So you can see that Carl was a bad, you know, he's an asshole dude. You know what I mean? He's an abusive asshole
exactly.
dude. Okay? So, you know, of all the characters, this guy should have got his comeuppance, but it just came a little earlier than I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he'd be the last one.
By the way, why was every dude in a Speedo in this fucking film?
It's 1989, man.
You know what? I'm going to bring back the Speedo, brother.
You should. You should.
I should have worn a Speedo on. Imagine that. An old review on this. That'd have been
on the weird show. Yeah, that would have been great.
That's just like, what the hell's wrong with this?
That would have been our highest watched episode ever.
But everybody's in a fucking
the Speedo episode.
No tidy whities in this film, brother. We got Speedos.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is like a Ryan Murphy special. If y'all know, you know. If y'all know, you know. Okay. So we got Carl over there, right? And he's like on the bed, all, you know, whatever. And then Julie's there, and it's all like, "Oh, I knew you wanted some more." I'm like, "Did you even ask her how she got into your fucking place or whatever? Like, are you asking like why are you here or like?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I knew you'd come." No, he's like, "I knew you'd come." You know what I mean? So he's like that. So eventually they start messing around everything. She goes down low to give the good old head job, and then she eventually turns into the demon with the green eyes, and you can see the hand grabbing his cock, and then there he goes.
Yeah.
So you know he got his comeuppance.
Yeah, you gotta have that in those kind of movies.
So then we have
the guy's always got to lose his dick.
Exactly. So then we have a scene where Alan is noticing that a lot of people like Carl and Paul have fled town. Okay, have fled the town, and he calls up Julie saying like, "Hey, you know, it's me, Alan, and everything. Like, hey, I know Alan and fucking Carl. I know like Carl and Paul like fled town and everything. And I know you're going to point this shit on me even though I didn't do anything. But if you do, I'm going to get my daddy involved." So he hangs up the fucking phone. All right. And then we have another scene where he's like, Alan's like watching like a show where you can see a girl in lingerie. I guess he's watching like some softcore porn. Maybe he's watching Red Shoes Diary. Nothing.
Maybe. Because that would not be too long from now, right?
Yeah, close.
With David Duchovny.
David Duchovny, brother. Bringing him back.
And not as a cross-dresser.
Yeah, exactly. As a guy who talks about softcore porn.
Yeah.
Who walks with... what I remember about the show, he walks around in a suit and he talks about softcore porn. Do I got that right?
From my remembrance, yeah. I didn't really watch the show very much, but I did see it. But I think the show was like a David Duchovny would come out, and then I guess people would send him letters or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
and like I think he had some kind of like tragic something happened with his significant other. She might have died or they got a divorce, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But he would get these letters about other people that had sex with other people, and then he would supposedly read these letters, and the letters were the Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah.
Or the story that we would see every week on Cinemax or whatever.
I thought it was a kind of fun show. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Right. Because that's appropriate for kids, for sure.
Yeah, but come on. Bro, anybody who was born in the 90s knows about the late night HBO, brother. Come on now.
That's true. All
right? Come on. I ain't the only one out there. Show me some love on here, brother. All right?
No, you're right.
Comment below about your favorite HBO.
HBO nude show, yeah.
So Alan is watching this shit, right? And then Julie comes in some lingerie. I'm like, God damn.
Right.
No wonder they hired this girl. I was like, God damn. All right. So she's coming there flirting with them. He doesn't even ask questions either.
No.
He's like, oh, this is normal.
It's all normal,
I guess. So she starts fucking on him and everything, and eventually, wham, there he goes, killed with the demon hand. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, Julia starts to now. There's a couple of drama going on with Julia a little bit. She now starts to figure out that these people are going missing, that she had on her list and stuff, and she got cornered by the fanboy, and the fanboy was kind of warning her like, hey, what you did over there, this girl's like a demon and shit, and she's gonna start killing people that you know and everything. And of course, Julie kind of blew it off, and he's all like, here's my card, I know you'll come and visit me when you take the shit serious, basically. Okay?
Yeah.
And basically, she tries to go visit Alan, but Alan doesn't answer. And then she eventually visits the creep guy and saying like, hey, I think you're right. Like, there's some weird shit going on where people are going like missing and stuff. Like, I didn't, I wanted them to hurt, but I didn't want them to die. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
And he's all like, don't worry about it. I'll do some magic tricks and I'll see if I can, counteract the demon's crap there. Okay.
Right. Because it worked so well the first time.
Yes. But it was a swerve.
Yeah, it was.
Julie actually was a necromancer. The necromancer's like, I knew you were up to no good. And he's like, no. Then he was like playing with his little knife thing. And he's like, he was like, I got the power to do it. She's like, he doesn't have the power to do it. So then she eventually kills him. I thought the character, this nerdy guy, was like semi okay. And I liked the reasoning what he was doing. But he died super easy. So get him out of here.
Yeah, well,
All right. So now, like I said, Julia knows what's going on. So now Julia is trying to warn people who can possibly kind of piss her off. Okay. So the first thing she does, she goes to her professor guy, and basically the professor guy is basically a creep the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a whole scene of him talking to this girl, filling her up, basically trying to get her to come off the dialogue. And eventually he invites her to the house. The girl says yes. And they eventually kind of hook up, but you don't see all the hookup stuff, but it kind of happened. So now Julie comes in, and the professor's trying to hit on her a little bit. He gives her a hug, but then Eric sees it, and Eric's like, well, I know he used to fuck that professor, so I'm all pissy. All right. So then there's some more drama between Julie and Eric, and she's like, no, I was just trying to warn her about something. And then Julie actually goes, so basically, Julia does some acting, and obviously, she's a little pissed off because of all the circumstances that are happening right now, so she does really good on her role. You can see Charles and his new squeeze, I guess, watching it. And then Charles sends her a letter on her car saying, hey, you should come to my house. It's an emergency. Okay? So basically, Julie goes there. Eric just so happens to see every time Julie is hugging Charles, Eric just so happens to see it all the time. Yeah. Because it's part of the plot. It was booked. Okay? And Julie's in Charles's house, and this guy Charles is like, we're going to get the magic. You told me, you fantasized about me. You told me all this stuff. And I just want to record. She's like, well, I got a boyfriend, Eric, now. I can't do this. So it's like, no, we're going to do this. And then she's about to leave. And then he starts blackmailing her because, remember, he's a scumbag. Like most of the guys in this film. Yeah. And he's like, well, if you leave and stuff, he basically said, I'm going to fail you on your course and you won't get your scholarship.
Right. He says he says he says she'll lose your scholarship, and she's like, that's okay. I'm going to get financial aid. Yeah. And then he says, oh, you can't get financial aid if you fail a course in your major. Yeah. Which basically is him threatening to fail her in one of the courses.
Exactly. And she's like, go in that room, put a little top on, and we're going to do what we used to do on the beach. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, wow.
All right, then. So she goes in the room and she basically is like, I'm not doing this. So she escapes. All right. But the demon, Julie, comes out of the faucet, I believe, or the wall. And that demon puts on the gown. All right. And then during the whole time, the professor's just a creep the whole time. He's all like, you proclaimed your love to me on the beach and you didn't know anything at that time and stuff. You were so naive or whatever. All right. And it's just like fucking just creepy the whole time. All right. And then the spirit necromancer, Julie, comes out. The professor guy's like trying to rub up on her and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gets on top of him and everything. They're about to be, making out and everything. Julia like forgot something. I guess she forgot her bag or whatever. She goes back into the house. Julia sees the necromancer on top of Charles, and Charles is like saying, "You didn't do this on the beach." I'm like, "Come on, brother." All right. Shit. And then the necromancer and Julia look at each other. Charles is like, he's like in heaven. He doesn't know what to do. And then the necromancer. This is when we actually see the full form demon, where it's all this
is a fantastic effect.
Yes. So it's kind of like a 80s effect with this demon with his claws and his yellow eyes that couldn't really stay on and everything. And then Charles wakes up his eyes and he starts freaking out and then he gets killed. All right. And Julie runs out of there freaking out. All right. Because everything that the witch guys, the witch fanboy guys said was true. Okay. So now, she's trying to get a hold of them. He can't get a hold of the witch boy guy because he's dead. All right. And now, her main concern right now is trying to figure out Eric. Because remember, Eric's all pissed off because she thinks, Eric thinks like, she's fucking around with the school teacher now and like blowing him off and everything. All right. So now it's a scene where Eric is all pissed off, but and then Julie, like, I guess she was like, she was basically, Julie tries to call up Eric on the payphone. Okay. But Eric denies her. He's like, I know you're fucking with that professor and everything, so screw you. And he hangs up the phone, and then she's like, she's like frustrated. Every time she gets frustrated, that's when the necromancer comes out. All right, yes. So we have a scene of the necromancer coming out, and now it's basically seducing Eric now. And the big thing about Eric and Julie was Julie never wanted to do the deed, if you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Not with him, anyway.
Not with him. She wanted to save it, I guess, for his concert debut. I have fucking no idea.
I guess. Right? I mean, she had no problems with the professor, though.
Apparently. I mean, it's implied. I don't know what they did on the beach. They said they did some shit. I don't know what it was.
They did. No, they did. You know. So if you know, you know.
So now they're like doing their deal, and now Julia's worried. She's like, "Oh fuck!" Like, I think they're gonna go after Eric. So she go. Did you? Okay. So let me bring something up here. Okay, so every scene we've seen so far in this movie, when the necromancer shows up, it takes maybe 5 minutes at the most for the people to die. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Brother, like, Julie went all the way from wherever the payphone to Freda, asked Freda to come with her, and to go all the way to the house. That had to be like, what, at least 30 minutes, you know what I mean? 35 minutes?
For sure.
Nope, they're still doing foreplay, the necromancer and Eric or something. Maybe the necromancer liked Eric, I have no idea. Okay? But everybody else died quickly except for Eric. He was cool. All right? So they rush in the house, okay? And Julia confronts the necromancer. They all look at each other, all right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? And the nerdy witch guy did give Julia some like knowledge, saying like the only way you can beat this demon is if you kill her in your form, like if it's you, like if they're in your form, you can kill her. That'll like stop her. Because apparently the demon in this one was the demon of what, lust or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So they start fighting a little bit. Eric doesn't know what the fuck's going on. They just shoo him out of the room in a Speedo, by the way. All right, I saw that.
Yeah, you got to leave in whatever you're wearing.
Yeah. Freda gets locked inside, so she can't do shit. So now we have Julie and we have the necromancer fighting each other, and one of them kills each other, or one of them kills the other one. You know
the other one, yeah.
With like something. All right. So eventually, Freda comes in. Eric doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Freda comes in, and eventually they see Julie, one of the Julies. Okay. and they ask her what's going on and everything, and she kind of like, here it is. So Freda leaves and everything, and then we get a spooky scene where we're supposed to believe the Necromancer's alive and not Julie, basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Necromancer girl did do like a little bit of a Scooby-Doo thing.
A little bit.
Because like before they start fighting each other, Necromancer shows herself as like herself. And it was like, I am the demon of lust. I basically, if you want revenge, I kill him. That's why I crave. It's off revenge and killing. And then she turns into Julie and they start fighting. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the movie, it's basically implied that the real Julie died and the Necromancer took over. Do I got that correct?
That's my understanding of what happened. Yes.
So, but yeah, that's it, everybody. Necromancer.
That was it.
Your soul is taken by the demon of lust.
Yep. When you ask for revenge.
Revenge killing. And then,
which is really
the
a weird ending though, right?
Yeah.
So basically, like, she got, it is kind of a revenge movie, but she does get revenge on the people, but like, she still like dies by the demon.
Well,
she doesn't have a happy ending.
Well, I mean, it was implied at the beginning of the film that this demon of lust will get your revenge kills, but it will go as far as to kill you as well too when they're done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's true. So it is kind of said that she has to sacrifice herself to get.
Yeah, pretty much
the revenge.
So, but yeah, everybody. All right, there you go. Necromancer. I thought the movie was all right. I don't think it'll be in my rotation, but it has its. It's
no witch board.
Yeah, I mean, so far, Witchboard 1 has been, out of these reviews so far, Witchboard 1 has been probably like the I would say the best well-rounded movie so far.
I would say so. I would agree.
But we're not done yet, though.
Nope.
All right.
It's a long month.
Because up next, we might have in the same similar vein, maybe. Because we are talking about Secret Passions. Oh.
Yeah, this looks like a TV movie.
Oh, for real?
I know it looks like it. I've never seen this.
It's on Tubi,
but it has Susan Lucci in it. I think she was a soap opera star.
Got some more drama. Retro Blood loves their drama.
They do, yeah. We do.
None so better than The Devil's Honey.
That was fantastic. Great movie, great episode.
But we're gonna have to do Italian movies again. Like every Italian month. Every Italian month is the best here on the show. They just do the shit better. The drama shit better.
I love Italian horror. I love it. Love Italian films.
But yeah, we're doing Secret Passion. I believe we're doing The Slayer at the end. The Slayer sounds pretty fun. So, and then of course in April, it's gonna be Alison's month because it's your birthday. So
yeah, I get to pick whatever I want.
Pick whatever you want, man.
Fucked up shit I want. Yeah.
Whatever wild shit you want. I got a couple ideas for May for mine. I'm trying to think if I want to do some like creative shit or just want to put you through hell. We'll see. Bro, I've been waiting to do these like college like slasher films that like are totally like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like So we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I was like the birthday month ones, but
they're always fun.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess it's okay. Like I said, Elizabeth, she was the best part of the film. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, everything else is kind of skippable. I would say, like, I mean, if y'all want a good revenge flick, I mean, any of the I Spit on Your Graves or Last House on the Left, those are way more, way more serious, way more disturbing. Just way more of what you want out of a revenge film. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, I completely agree.
So. But to get on out of here, Alison, for all of our podcast listeners, what Dreams Theater song should we be playing for everybody on here?
Oh, man. This is tough, especially considering it's this early album. Let's see. What do we got to choose from here?
Probably a bunch of cool shit, huh?
Do you
think the Professor Charles, he was big into Dream Theater?
I have a feeling that the college professor guy was Russ Tamlin was totally a Dream Theater fan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude, was a little creep.
You know what? Let's just play the first song on the album, the fourth song on the album, "The Killing Hand."
Ooh, "The Killing Hand," brother.
If it goes, because there was a lot of killing hands in this movie.
There was a lot of
rubber gloves. Is what they looked like.
Rubber glove, negative red killing hands that grabbed a lot of dicks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna kill a guy, you got to go after the dick first, especially when they're
especially in a revenge movie. Yeah. The guy's got to lose his dick.
So there you go. But everybody, thanks for joining us here on another fantastic educational edition of the Retro Blood.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? You can find all the mysteries of the world listening to the Retro Blood. All right,
I know.
That's what we do.
I know.
But we'll be back here for Secret Passions because me and Alison are definitely love story passion guys. So we'll definitely be talking about that.
But especially when they're secret.
Yeah, they're secret. There you go, brother. Mm-hmm. But J.H. Alison, James Kline, we'll see y'all here next week on the Retro Blood.
Yeah, see you guys.